10 years of smoking felt like a life sentence until I figured out how I quit in 30 days. It wasn't easy, but I achieved it. So in this video, I'm gonna share the exact method that I use so you could do the same. So to begin with, my 10-year journey was a nightmare. I started this habit because I was stressed like crazy. And I was just 10 years old, by the way, at that age. I was preparing for the high school exams because I have to get in a greatest high school in my country, not even the city. So I was preparing 4 years before that. Literally every peer of mine playing football, basketball, trying to talk with girls because it was the start of the puberty. And here I am studying for 8 hours a day every single day. And it was kind of nightmare. It was kind of nightmare. Even without smoking cigarettes, I was heavily stressed. My skin was much more darker than it should be. And I was gaining weight like crazy because the whole body cycle is gone, like the speaking stutter. And I missed the cigarettes at that age because it promoted me as a stress reliever. At the first glance, I was like, okay, I'm gonna smoke this thing, gain pleasure, reduce stress, smell a little bit bad, which, okay, fine, I'm gonna use perfume. It kind of felt like a magic to me. And I started to smoke wherever I go. It didn't stay with the one cigarette or two cigarettes after the study sessions. Yeah, eventually I got elected to greatest high school. I made so good points in exam because I was studying for 4 years, of course. But once I hit 14, I started to smoke 2 packs every single day. I was just like acting and looking like a 60-year-old who smokes 3 to 4 packs every day. You know those people, right? They look very old, torn out, no motivation in life, always be negative. I was that guy. I was that guy. For 6 years, I literally spent my life like this. Oh, it was a nightmare. That's why I'm kind of doing this mentorship. If you want to quit smoking in 30 days or less, there's a link in the description. You should check it out. I saved 5 people. You're going to be the sixth. To continue with, I actually quit it because I realized when I was 19 years old, I said to myself, your life is going nowhere, my child. It was dumb. Because I realized this whole mess after 9 years. That was the irony. But at least I realized it. So started my quitting attempts. At the first I used vape, no. Nicotine gums, no. Bands, no. Therapies, no. Hypnosis, no. And so many more tools like that. I almost forgot. I read Alencar, no. And so many more things like that. I was still an addict. I became 20 years old now, and this story wasted my 1 year into secession tools. And it was like, damn. I even wondered if I'm gonna quit from this thing. Then, accidentally, I did something. Without even me realizing, I devalued the cigarettes in my mind. So basically, just imagine yourself, right? Imagine you're having your first love. Whether you're man or woman, it functions the same. You're having a bond with a girl or a person. Let's say person. You kind of like raise them in your eyes, right? You kind of put them in the pedestal in your eyes. Fantastic, if you understand this far. But with the cigarettes, we kind of do the same thing. We, like it or not, since we consume it so much, we kind of put it on the pedestal and we start to see, oh, savior of everything. And consciously we know, listen, consciously all of us know it's poisoning, it's gonna kill us, cancer making, so on and so forth, right? But it doesn't matter what you think about consciously. You did this habit for years after years, like I did. So this thing occurs in your subconscious mind. So you have to really dig down what you're believing into. That means you have to take your belief system, scrutinize it, and attack on the same problem. That's why any problem, whether I read Alencar or hypnosis, didn't work. Because my problem was unique and different. That was the problem. So I established a 30-day plan once I scrutinized it. I was believing it was making me stress, and because I was young, I was believing I get girls because of this. It was a shameful sentence to make, but this was the truth. So literally, I read so many educational articles about it, that smoking doesn't release the stress. That was the first step, right? So this excuse will start to slowly go and fade away. What about the girl part? Basically, I attracted girls without smoking. I was like, oh, actually, there's a word like that. And all of my excuses started to diminish in 30 days without me even dropping cigarettes at the first week or so. I was still smoking like a train, but on that specific moment, I wasn't smoking because I was too afraid to quit. Like, I was too afraid to go cold turkey because I failed before, which I totally understand myself. And if you're scared, so in just 30 days like that, everything changed in my life. And if you really want to change yours, check the link in the description. There's a mentorship for you, which is going to save your life without any errors and mistakes. And for the finally results, you may say, okay, 30 days passed, so what? My life changed, you know. I was living in 10 years old nightmare. How do you say? 10 years of cage. Unmotivated, undisciplined guy, you know. And right now I'm waking up at 7 a.m. like I did recently, recording these videos to preach my message. Because people need to hear this. People literally need to hear this. Everyone's just like trying to market their own thing. Oh, this is the only way to quit smoking. No, quitting smoking isn't a fabricated thing. We're not producing like erasers here. There's just a literal human being in front of you, which is you and me. And most of the time, solution has to be unique because everyone's motivation excuses are different. And I'm telling with honesty, sometimes I get too excited and stutter. You have to find your excuse. That's it. If you're gonna take one thing from this video, take this. Find your excuse, whatever it is. I used to think it made me attractive towards the girls. Even that's stupid, which it wasn't, all of us know. And show everything and do everything about it to show the truth. What's out there? Smoking wasn't relaxing, wasn't stress reducer. So I literally go onto PubMed and start to read articles until I literally convince myself, oh, actually it doesn't reduce stress. You get the point, right? I hope so. Because if you really think about the nature of addictions, whether it's alcohol or smoking, let's be general for a second. It's all about psychology. It's all about what you really believe and what boundaries or walls you set to yourself. If the wall's too high, of course you cannot pass. But if the wall's too low or even shrinking, good luck. Because you're free. Because there's... I sometimes get too excited. Because addiction only occurs one moment. If you really believe into something, and that's pretty much it. And there's some people in your life who literally smokes once a year or something, or they literally binge smoke, 2 packs in a day, and they just stop for a year because they don't believe they're going to become addicted or something. They don't believe it gonna reduce their stress or something. They just act stupid for a second, consume the cigarette, and go. And guys us or girls us like literally could become hooked in one cigarette. I don't understand why this happens. Now I understand. Because of the belief systems we got, and I'm gonna change everything with the mentorship I do. So now you know everything about I smoked for 10 years, and here's how I quit in 30 days. And if you want to quit smoking in 30 days or less, there's a mentorship program in the description. You better check it out. It's gonna change your life. This is I2. Take care.